Hello YouTube and welcome to another episode of The Shredding Skeptic. Today we're going to take a little cruise down the French coast, and we're going to cruise like a jerk. Again, this game is still pretty new to me and I am getting used to the extremely realistic handling, and I do make a couple of mistakes along the way, so we're going to just alternate back and forth between taking it easy and letting her rip. Today's episode, we're just going to be taking it easy. We're not going to be focusing on anything too deep or anything serious in particular. I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of the scenery of the French coast and give you a little bit of a channel update. It's been almost a month since I've began my endeavor into producing YouTube videos, and it's been amazing. I can't tell you how much fun it's been to be able to see more of a purpose behind producing these games, and now when I'm playing, it's not so much about just me, but how is it that I can bring this experience to the audience in a bit of a different way. So the format that I've been presenting so far has basically just been what I've been capturing almost raw right off of my GVR from Raptor, and this thing has been totally easy to use, and I couldn't ask for more. So although I am still experimenting with exactly how I want to present the Eyefinity footage, I hope you guys have enjoyed what I've shown you so far. And if you haven't checked out some of my older videos, please take a look through the Eyefinity playlist as well as the Shredlines playlist if you're looking to see some of the other stuff I've done so far. YouTube has presented me with an incredible platform, and I wanted to jump on it right around the 10-year anniversary because I think it's proven itself to be a huge part of the viewing future, and I'm really glad that you guys have taken the time to come visit my channel today, because time is really our only true commodity, and the fact that you're spending your time here means quite a lot to me, so thank you. In taking a look at some of my channel analytics, I noticed I've had a couple of viewers from Europe, one of them from the Netherlands, and another from Germany, so I'm not really sure how you guys managed to find my videos, but welcome brothers and sisters from the other side of the pond. I'm certainly honored that you have taken your time to come take a look at a channel that may not even speak your language, but I know you guys are probably a lot more bilingual than we ought to be over here. So again, thanks very much for your time, my European brethren, and I hope to see you again soon. A question you may be asking yourself is, what exactly is it that we're doing here? I mean, where is this channel going, and what exactly am I going to get value-wise if I click that subscribe button? So I think it's an important question to address because it's certainly a question that I've spent a lot of time thinking about before I began this journey. So first off, we're not going to have any ads on these videos. I disabled all forms of monetization through YouTube, and the only kind of monetization I'm looking at it right now is through Patreon. I do have a link to Patreon in my channel description, and if you are interested in subscribing through that and contributing $1 or $2 a month, it would certainly help me move this project forward at a faster pace, but I'm certainly in no hurry. For the next 6 months to a year, I'm probably going to be focusing on basically just practicing and making as many mistakes as I possibly can in the early stages, so that in time I can also produce a higher quality than I have right now. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is by keeping my ear to the ground and being as honest with reality as I possibly can. And sorry, I was just watching myself plow into that wall. I probably should have tightened the steering wheel on a little bit more. But anyway, where the hell was I? Right, keeping one's ear to the ground and staying true to reality. The only way I'm going to be able to move forward in a positive direction without wasting my time on endless dead ideas is to be completely honest with myself and completely honest with my audience, and I am totally open to as much feedback as possible, especially in these early stages when I need it the most. When I started recording these videos, I found that my background in recording music lent a lot of efficiency to the speed at which I was able to put these things out, because a lot of the tools end up being very similar. And in that vein, one of the things I hope is adding value to these videos is the addition of original music. The kind of music I do like to produce tends to be of the instrumental, metal, progressive variety, and I enjoy artists like Dream Theater and Symphony X, and those are probably going to be a large influence for a lot of my early work on YouTube, because that's a lot of where I'm coming from. But I'm hoping over time to evolve that style and try a number of different things, and definitely collaborate with some people on YouTube as well, and maybe we can produce some songs together as well. So, you know, you guys over in Europe, if you guys want to jam and maybe lay some tracks up together, you just let me know what the BPM is and we'll sync something up. The world that we live in is changing very rapidly, and I think it's important to stay current with technology as much as possible. The way things used to be done through recording companies and television studios and networks, these institutions are crumbling before us as we see involvement of services like Netflix and Hulu and Amazon destroying what used to be the traditional monopoly of the cable companies. And I can also see how things like YouTube are going to start slowly taking away the market share from big recording labels, because traditionally all they really became were extractive institutions where they would bring in as much talent as possible, feed them dreams of the world, and basically just suck the talent out of them until they were totally dry and the audience got bored and they would just introduce somebody new. Now, this dynamic started to speed up quite rapidly through the 80s and the 90s, and today it's almost impossible to keep up with people's tastes. So the record companies are facing quite a strong dilemma, and as you can see in the media with the way some of them are treating streaming services like Spotify, they're running scared. They're on their heels and they're reacting defensively, so that model is probably not going to be an effective means of distributing music any longer. So what I intend to do for this is going to be something a little bit different. All the songs that I produce and incorporate into my YouTube videos, I'm also going to be setting up an album for my Patreon subscribers for those same songs, but rather than just having the stereo MP3 quality that you'd hear, you know, anywhere on the internet, what they're going to have access to is the 24-bit 5.1 surround sound version of those tracks. So if you have a 5.1 surround sound system, which I'm sure many of you do as they are a lot more ubiquitous now than they were several years ago, you're going to have access to be able to hear some of these songs in a completely different manner. So that's going to be the differing incentive I'm going to have. It's going to be no ads here on YouTube, so that if you guys like it, you can certainly listen to it as much as you want, absolutely. And if you want to hear something that's a little higher quality, then that service is going to be available to you as well. So I have no delusions that this process is going to be quick or easy, but I'm committed to be in it for the long haul, so I really hope you do decide to join me on this adventure as we produce music a little bit differently, without any sort of corporate oversight. That being said, it probably means my music won't be for everybody, and that's totally okay. I have no intentions of producing the most bland-sounding garbage in order to appeal, or maybe not appeal, but offend the least amount of people. I intend to keep the music primarily instrumental for now. I am doing a bit of training in the background in my spare time as a vocalist, and I'm hoping to get that incorporated into my music at a later date. And I was looking at Ken Tamplin's Vocal Academy as a possible solution to get myself to the level I want to be, so that will hopefully come in a later video. I definitely intend to continue doing the game reviews through the ultra-wide series, and as the early access games have new patches released, we're going to take a look to see what some of those changes are. But again, some of these changes can be like a month or two, depending on how fast these developers are working and how big these releases are going to be. But in between those, we're definitely going to keep going with Project Cars. There is so much to see in this game, and the Cruise Like a Jerk series I might do just for more casual talks. And we'll take a cruise down the California highway in a later episode. That track is incredible as well. So while we're waiting for these early access titles to release some new patches, we'll continue to check out some Project Cars footage and maybe revisit some of the older titles in my game library. As the spring and summer season is upon us, I do intend to go into the outdoors and do some camping and other outdoorsy stuff. And while I'm out there, I'm probably going to be taking some footage that I may incorporate into some videos as well. just as something a little bit different in case gaming footage happens to be getting a little bit old. So I certainly hope to see you in the comments, and if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. Thanks for tuning into this episode of The Shredding Skeptic.